Welcome, welcome. I'm super excited you're here with me today. My name is Cindy Lish, and I help career changers, transitioning teachers, women returning to the workforce, everyone who's looking for a job to land amazing jobs that match your current why. Okay, today we're going to talk about 5 interview mistakes that you're making. Okay, so good news, you're at the interview, right? The employer already knows you can do the job. Now is your chance to wow. Right? So the idea of this is to show how well prepared you are, to show what a great fit you are for this job at this company, to show that you've done your homework, to show that you have the right level of enthusiasm, all of those things. Okay, so let's get started. Number 1, not keeping the job in mind when answering the questions. This is huge. Okay, so when I say not keeping the job in mind, I want you to think about this. I want you to think about the fact that your answers to the same questions are going to change depending on whose chair you're sitting in. Okay, depending on what job you're interviewing for. So suppose you are going for a curriculum writing position that it's not a public facing position. You are going to be at a computer writing curriculum. Your answers, even though your experience is the same, your answers and what you're going to showcase for tell me about yourself, talking about you writing curriculum, is going to be very different, for example, than if you were going for a position where you were going to be a trainer, leadership and development trainer, and you are going to be delivering presentations all day, but not writing the content. Right? Your answers to those questions are going to be different, even if your experience is the same. Okay, because there's different parts of what you've done in the past that you are looking to highlight. So always, always, always keep the job in mind. Okay, what are they looking for? What is important for this position? Okay, and also what is the level of this position? So for example, I was working with a client who was going for a very high level senior position in a company where she would be leading, managing teams, organizing projects. And I asked her a question when we were mock interviewing about something that she was most proud of from her current position. And she started talking about a project, and I assisted with this and I helped do that. And I stopped her and I said, wait a minute, did you assist with all those things? Or did you run the whole darn thing, right? Did you lead it and spearhead it and organize it and supervise? She's like, yeah, I ran the whole thing. I said, then that's what we need to talk about, because you are going for a position that is this very senior level position. And if your answers show you in a supporting role, not as somebody who is able to handle that level of responsibility, then you're not going to get the job. Okay. P.S. She did. And I helped her through 7 sets of interviews. I know, right? 7 at the same company. Number 2 of mistakes that you're making in the interview, not doing your homework in advance. Okay, so I'm just going to say it. The employers expect that you've researched them. Okay, and I have a lot of videos out there on what it means to research the company before coming in there. I recommend you watch the 3-part series, Job Search Rejections. It's pinned to my featured on LinkedIn, and it's also on my YouTube channel. They expect you're going to know about them, who their competition is, what the market is. Have they been in the news? You've been on their website. You know about their mission. You know about their cause, who their clients are, who their competition, all those things. They want you to do your homework. You shouldn't come into the job and not know anything about them. I mean, for goodness sakes, we research everything. We can't even go to the store and buy a new product, buy a new shampoo, buy a new something without sitting on our phone and researching and seeing reviews about it. So certainly somewhere that you would want to work, you would want to have done your research. So that's mistake number 2. Mistake number 3, speaking negatively about your former job, former boss, former industry, etc. Okay, look. It's no secret people leave jobs because of bad bosses. It's no secret that bosses, employees don't always see eye to eye and don't always get along. There's a lot of people quietly quitting from different positions and different roles. The pandemic was a big factor in that. But nonetheless, bad mouthing where you were previously is not going to get you the job. Okay, so always look for the positive spin on what's going forward, because nobody wants to take a risk on you. That if you're talking negatively about where you were before, well, if you leave my company, maybe you're going to speak negatively about my company, right? So make sure that you're never speaking ill of your previous profession, company, boss, etc. Okay. Mistake number 4, speaking in hypotheticals. Okay, so interview questions are generally they're called behavioral based questions. There's a lot of behavioral based questions. Tell me about a time when, right? Tell me about a time when you had to deal with a difficult coworker or client or customer. Tell me about a time when you failed. Tell me about your process for designing an instructional design course, etc. Rather than just saying, well, if I had to deal with a difficult coworker, I would do this. Or when I design a course, I would do this. Make it real. Give real examples, always with a positive outcome for how you've done this, right? That's what they're looking for. Because we're all smart enough to come up with this hypothetical of, well, if I was dealing with a difficult person, I would listen to them and talk to me about how you really did it. That's what's going to impress the interviewers. Okay. And of course, remember, choose the right stories. Has to have a positive outcome. Mistake number 5 that you may be making on your interviews is showing a much greater enthusiasm about the company and not about this position. Okay, so why might that happen? Sometimes people look at it and say, I don't want this job at all, but I want to get in with this company. So I'm going to take this job to hope to, kind of get in the back door and weasel around to get to the job I want. Okay. We know that happens. Everybody knows that happens, that there's room for growth. But when they're hiring today, they're hiring because they need to fill this position right now. So there has to be an equal level of excitement, both for this position as well as the company and where you're going forward. Okay, they have to feel that you really want to be here for this position and why you're excited for it and what you're going to bring to the table for this position. Okay, so the 5 mistakes you may be making in those interviews, right? Not keeping the job in mind when you're answering those questions and giving your examples. Not doing your homework in advance, not knowing enough about the company. Speaking negatively about your former boss, your former jobs. Speaking in hypotheticals, right? Having no specific examples. And by the way, you have ideas about what you should be having examples for. You have the job posting, right? That should give you an indication of what they're interested in. And the last one would be showing a lot more interest in the company than in the job you were actually going towards. Okay, I hope this was helpful for you. I have so much content for you. Look at all the posts on my LinkedIn, pop on over to my YouTube channel, and let's chat. Let's have a free 45-minute discovery call so we can talk about how I can help you to be successful in your job search. Okay, that's exactly what I do. I'll put the links below, or you can also catch them at my website, cindylish.com. I hope you have a super productive week. Always remember you're a warrior, and I'll catch you the next time. Bye-bye.